It's taking us farther than we knew we could go. Oh, than we knew we could go. We got all this time right here between us, you and I. We got everything, so don't let go. Run with the morning.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are at the very end of July, and so here in Arizona, my kids are starting school in the next week. So I really need to get my butt in gear and get the boys ready to go back to school for the 2026-2027 school year, which is wild. But there's like a plethora of things on my list that I need to do. I actually have already done like back to school clothing shopping for them. I did that last week. I need to run to Costco today to get just a few things because I want to set up school lunches a little bit and also like busy morning breakfast. I do like to do this for school lunches, but the breakfast is like hit or miss. It just kind of depends, but definitely as we like kind of dive into the new school year and we're getting pulled out of our non-summer routines, I just feel like it's so helpful to do that just to kind of give us like a little head start on the year. So anyway, I want to prep out easy, simple breakfast. And then I also want to prep out some lunches. So when they do start school next week, we'll be ready with lots of like prepped out lunches and things will be just like a little bit smoother. So I want to get all that done at the beginning of the year. I'd like to kind of try to find like a printable or create a printable list of just lots of different ideas so we can always like pull from those and use a little bit less brain power in those early mornings. One of the things is I need to get their back to school list. Luke, he's in high school now, and so I think that with him, just his teachers will have specific things on like the back to school night. So I'm not really gonna worry about his stuff right now, but Liam and Noah's is a little bit more straightforward because they are in like elementary and middle school, and those just seem to be a little bit more straightforward. So I'm gonna focus on theirs. Just like want to prep out my like school station, which includes the shoe and sock station and their backpacks so that things go nice and smooth. So here in just a minute, I'm gonna go to Costco, and then also I need to go to the store to get their school supplies. But before I do that, I go into my craft cabinet. In the back, I actually have a ton of school supplies from previous years that either got sent back or not used. And so I want to kind of shop my stash first or going to the store so that we're not doubling up on things that we don't actually need to buy because the stuff can get very expensive. So yeah. Okay, so anyway, this is, like I said, our craft cabinet. It kind of goes through both sides. And actually this cabinet area I redid, gosh, it was maybe like 3 weeks ago. I don't even know. Time is weird in the summer. But it's turned out so good, and I love how it turned out. Again, like you can see all these notebooks and folders in the back. That's what I'm gonna be pulling from. So I printed out the 2 lists for the elementary and middle school. And I'm just gonna kind of start pulling things out that we have.
You knew what you wanted, and so did I. Unbreakable, that's the way that we saw it. You pulled me in and I pulled back. It wasn't sustainable if we just let go when the sting was bad. I tried to bend in every direction, taking the tension the best I can. I tried to stretch out, give until I gave out, making you forget I'm just a man. You went your way, I went mine, tangled up.
Okay, so I still have more notebooks that I don't think we'll use this year. I can actually ask the teachers if they end up needing some, and we'll find out like on the first day of school if there's other things that they need, and maybe we'll be able to use some of these. But for now, they're like kind of specific about what color folders, what color notebooks, and so I don't have the right colors, but that's okay because we have some things that we don't have to buy this year, and that's a win. So we'll pack these away for another day. Oh, I just found some more stuff. Ah, I found some more stuff. Okay. Found a pack of colored pencils. Check that off. Pack of crayons. Check that off. Tell me if you're a teacher. Everybody always asks for the Ticonderoga pencil. Ticonderoga. You know what I'm talking about. Those pencils. Are you able to get other pencils, or is it really specific? Like, no, you do want those pencils. Are they really that much better? I'm just curious. They have other pencils, but it seems like nobody wants them. All right, let's head off to the store. Okay, so I have a quick little Costco haul. So Luke's backpack's actually good, but I went ahead and got Liam and Noah one because they were on sale. This is not a back to school item, but I got these because they were on sale. Got some fig bars for like quick run out the door snacks or snacks they can take to school. Bell peppers for some recipes, some for back to school and some just to have. This, I'm actually gonna make some like lunch, back to school lunch prep for the boys. And so I wanted to get a rotisserie chicken to make it easy. Greek yogurt, this is like half for back to school, half just to have because we go through this pretty quick. I also grabbed some oranges. These are snacking slash back to school stuff. They had a good deal on this actually, so it was cheaper. This is gonna be for lunches. Some nuts. I got some strawberries, eggs, again for recipes slash we go through those like crazy. I did get some different socks that were on sale and I just went with 2 different options so we kind of don't have to sort these so much. They have like black ones and white ones. And then I got some Uncrustables. These are great for if you don't have anything prepped, you have to pack their lunch really quick to rush out the door. These are good backup options. That's kind of what I use those for. And then I forgot inside the bag right here, I did also have shredded cheese. By the way, if you get this from Costco, it comes with like a 2-pack. This is way too much to go through very quickly. So I will just put one in the fridge and then I stick one in the freezer. And then when you're ready to use it, you just put the other bag in the fridge and it's good to go. Like you can't even tell that it was frozen. And then also I got some uncooked tortillas for dinners, lunches, whatever, but also they're going to be something that I'll prep for the boys' lunches to make back to school and getting in the swing of things a little bit easier. So that is our Costco haul. It is day 2 of back to school prep. I mean, I did have some days, but I'm kind of clustering the rest of things today and yesterday to get things done. So I do have a list of like all the things that I want to prep out for the kids, especially school lunches and breakfast and things like that, like I kind of talked about. But yesterday we went and got all the school supplies that we need. Also got tennis shoes for the kids. Like I just went through and got all the things that we needed. So I did a lot of running, but today we're just gonna be staying home, getting things at the house done and organized and all set up. So I'm looking forward to that because it'll just feel really good. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator, but also, I mean, I feel like just everybody is like this. Once you get things done, it just feels so relieving and you're like, oh, okay, I can breathe. And because we have about a week left until the boys go back to school, I really want to try to get a lot of things done earlier on in the week so that we have some of the final days of summer to do some fun stuff. So that's kind of my goal. But before we get into all the food prep and all the things, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Upside for teaming up with me in today's video. And if you're unfamiliar with Upside, which I'm kind of new to Upside actually, but they are a cashback app and it's really awesome because they are giving you cash back for gas, groceries, and dining because no matter what kind of budget you're on, we always have to go places and we always have to eat. So being able to get cash back on those everyday purchases is incredible. Now all you have to do is download the app. It is completely free. You can either link your card or you can take pictures of your receipts. And really the only thing is making sure that you're getting into the habit of checking the Upside app first before you go places. That way you can go ahead and claim and activate the offers and you will just get that cash back right into the app and then you can transfer it into your bank account. And like I said, Upside really does focus on gas, groceries, and dining, but they've partnered with over 100,000 locations throughout the US. And to date, they have given back over $1 billion to their users. So you really can get quite a bit of money back. And the best part is too, Upside actually is able to stack with your existing credit card or loyalty programs that you already are on. Now, like I said, this is a completely free app. So I'm gonna have the QR code on the screen right here. I'm also gonna have a link down below so you can go ahead and download the app and get started on your phone with it. And to make it even better, Upside is giving me a code that I will include down in the description box. And that code will give you an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas. So definitely check it out. Make sure you download the app. And thank you again to Upside for teaming up with me in today's video. Now let's get working. Okay, so I have my little list. I think I'll forever be a pen and paper girl for sure, but I'm gonna take just a second to kind of organize it a little bit. So while I'm doing that, I'll go over what I wanna share today and like what I'm gonna be prepping. And as always, I always try to have my like recipe cards put up here on the screen whenever I make a recipe and share with you guys. And that way you can just screenshot that, you can save it on your phone, you can print it out from there, whatever you wanna do, but that to me just feels like the most easiest, cleanest way to share it. So all these recipes and everything that I'm gonna be sharing will have a recipe card tied to them within the video. So you don't have to click out, go anywhere else, it'll be right here. I think when it comes to meal planning, or not meal planning, but like meal prepping, food prepping, it really does make a difference in what order you go in. You want to make sure that you're maximizing your time. So that's why taking the extra minute here to do this really does make a big difference. Okay, so I have my list kind of planned out. So first we're gonna do frozen pancakes, then we're gonna do frozen peanut butter yogurt bites, then make the granola along with the crunchy chickpeas. Orzo Italian salad comes next. Then we're gonna work on the cottage cheese egg bites, the yogurt parfait cups, and then we'll finish off with those yummy chicken black bean burritos. So we have a lot of things that I wanna prep out. Let's jump to it. For the frozen pancakes, I'm just using my mini muffin tray, and I really like this one. I've had it for years, but it's silicone. So I love that because it's easy to clean. You can actually pop it in the dishwasher. It doesn't rust or anything like some old ones do, but also you literally just pop it out, and then also it's non-stick, and so it's way easier. So I'm gonna use that. And then literally we're just gonna make pancakes. You can use a homemade recipe, or I'm just using the pancake mix we have, which, by the way, the pancake mix I use is just Kodiak cakes. I like it because it has like higher protein, and I've used it for years and years. I just get it from Costco, but I found that after using this for so long, I did eventually try out just like Bisquick or like some regular other one, and I was like, this stuff is really, really way better. I like it a lot, and my kids do too. So just follow the recipe to make your regular pancakes, but I'm just doing a 1-to-1 ratio of milk and then the pancake mix. And then we're gonna go ahead, mix that up, and we'll add it into our muffin tray. Okay, so next up for the frozen yogurt peanut butter bites, we are going to, of course, use yogurt. I'm just using Greek yogurt because it gives a lot more protein. I feel like it'll be a lot more filling, and we just always get this one. So you'll need 1 cup of Greek yogurt, and then half a cup of peanut butter, and then a little bit of honey. This is really just to sweeten it, so you kind of can customize whatever you want on that. And then you can go ahead and like fully dip them into chocolate, but I don't want this to be like a treat bomb. I want it to be a little bit more of like, I mean, it'll still be sweet, but I want it to be a little bit healthier. So I might actually just take some of the chocolate chips, and to make it easier on myself, like pop them on the top, but it won't be a lot more work later on to like melt the chocolate, dip the chocolate, all the things, refreeze it, and also it won't be quite as covered in chocolate chips. Also, I don't have a lot left, so this is what we have, so that's what we're doing. Okay, so honestly, I'm not gonna measure this out. I'm just gonna kind of put what I think is about those ratios, and it'll be fine. I like things that are like cooking and things like this because honestly, that's one thing that kind of deters me from baking a whole bunch more, is just because I'm not like an exact person. We're gonna say that's probably half a cup, probably another half cup, probably another half cup. There we go. We got 2 cups because I'm gonna double this recipe so it'll last us a little longer. Then we're gonna do the same thing with the peanut butter. This would have been better if I had thawed this a little, but it's fine because I kept it in the fridge. It's okay. That's close to half a cup, not quite. That's another probably like 1/3 cup, so we probably need 1 more big scoop like that. Let me know if you guys measure like this too, or if you're like really exact when you measure. It probably is better if you're really exact, but it's fine. It'll be fine. Got our peanut butter in there, and just like drizzle some in. I don't want these to be so sweet, and I am gonna be adding the chocolate chips, remember? So I don't know what I'm adding in. Maybe like a 1/4 cup. Now because my peanut butter is kind of like this, it's be a little tricky. So actually I think I'm gonna grab my hand blender. That'll make it a lot easier. But I will say, if your peanut butter was not left in the fridge, I'm sure a whisk would be just fine. You wouldn't have to bother with this. Just like whip it up. It'll actually make it probably really good, so it'll be nice and like light and airy. Okay, so here we have a big cookie sheet and then some parchment paper. You definitely want to use your parchment paper. And then I'm gonna do kind of the same thing. I'm gonna use my ice cream scoop, which funny thing, I never use this for ice cream at all. It's always for pancakes or muffins or whatever.
conocerte. I just wanna be your man. I'll be the trump and you my lady. Tú y yo bailando slowly. I make you my one and only. Quiero estar contigo till the morning. Tu amor es un carnaval. No lo quiero parar. No puedo disimular. Contigo quiero estar. Que tú me llevas hasta en la nube cuando te veo. Y las ganas me suben con el deseo. Ya no aguanto más, bebé. Solo contigo yo quiero.
All right, next we are going to make our granola. It's very customizable, so just keep that in mind. You do need rolled oats, maple syrup. However, I forgot that we were almost out, so I'm also going to use honey. You can use either, but usually I go for maple syrup. You can do either, it's fine. Also, you want some vanilla extract. Then we're gonna use some coconut oil. And then you can basically add like up to a cup, what I would call mix-ins. That can be nuts, that could even be chocolate chips or whatever if you want it to be like a little sweeter and like a treat kind of. It could be coconut. You can also add in some chia seeds, but I wouldn't really actually include this in your cup of mix-ins. I would just do like up to a couple of tablespoons of this. But I'm a big fan of chia seeds, so we're gonna add some in. Some macadamia nuts because you kids all love these. And that'll be great. Okay, so first things first, we're gonna start preheating the oven. Preheat it to 325 for your granola. So we're gonna start with 2 cups of rolled oats. Again, I'm doubling this, so I'm gonna do 4. This stuff is great because this type of thing, you will overpay when you buy it pre-made from the grocery store. Also, you can't customize it and you don't know like what other additives. And honestly, I feel like this just really lasts. Okay, next to a smaller bowl, we are going to add in about 1/3 a cup, maybe a little less, of coconut oil. And you wanna melt that because you want it to be really nice and softened. So again, I'm doubling my recipe, so I'm gonna do like 2/3, but I do just go, I feel like I just go a little shy on like the oil and like the sugar, things like that. It's just kind of how I do it. I just like to melt this in the microwave. 30 seconds to start. It's nice and melted. Now I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of sweetener. Again, sweetener of choice. So that's totally up to you. I'm gonna use as much maple syrup as I have, and then I'll use the rest honey. And then again, I'm doubling the recipe, so I am going to actually do 1/2 cup of sweetener. You can add in our coconut oil. By the way, honey is one thing that I really do like getting local. I mean, there's a ton of reasons to do it, but my favorite reason, aside from it just tasting super, super bomb, because the bees are they're making the honey from local flowers and things from your area. It actually is supposed to help with allergies, which I think is really cool. It's like a natural way to do that. So that's why I like to get honey locally, if you can. I'm also gonna add in about a teaspoon of vanilla extract and then just a little bit of chia seeds, flaxseed, whatever you want. I'm just adding in like a couple tablespoons because why not? I'm gonna go ahead and give this a mix and then I'll actually add in the mix-ins. So I love adding cinnamon because cinnamon's so good. Maybe like 1/2 tablespoon. And then you're also gonna wanna get a little bit of salt because salt just makes the sweetness kind of come through. It's just all better. I'm just gonna kind of smash up some macadamia nuts to add that in. I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the microwave just to kind of like loosen up the honey a touch. So if your honey is really thick like that, you can just heat it up for a second. It'll kind of let it melt into everything just a little better. Then give this a nice, good, big stir. Put it onto a baking sheet. We'll bake it for about 25 to 30 minutes until it's kind of like golden brown. If you like it to be really smooth and just like loose pieces, then you can stir it up right away and everything. But if you want it like have like little clusters, the trick to that is actually to pull it out of the oven and then let it sit and cool completely. And then you kind of break it apart. Now this is like a ceramic non-stick baking sheet, and because we have the oil, I don't need to actually oil this or anything. Actually, if you do want to add chocolate chips, I didn't even think about saying this, but don't add it in right now or you'll get like puddles. You want to add in the chocolate chips after it's cool. as I was like going through my shopping list and everything, I kept having it in my thought, like in my head, check if you have chickpeas or garbanzo beans, they're the same thing. Check if you have them, check if you have them. And I was like, no, I know I have a bunch in the pantry. When I like actually put in the order, I was again like, okay, check and see if you have them. No, I'm not gonna check, I already have them. Then when I went to the grocery store last night, I was like, I wonder if I should just swing by, just grab a can just in case, because I should have them, but like just in case. And I was like, no, I definitely have a bunch of these. Anyway, I go to grab them. 0. I had 0 in the pantry. No good. So always listen to your gut. Okay, anyway, I might have cooked these a little too long, but I kept feeling like they needed a little longer. So I did leave them in there longer. So I'm gonna go ahead and stir these up, but look at that granola. I do wish you guys could smell it because it smells good. Okay, so for this crispy chickpea recipe, you're gonna start with, of course, a can of chickpeas / garbanzo beans, whatever you wanna call them, it's all the same. And then I am just going to strain and rinse these pretty good. Then you just wanna kinda like dry them off. So I'm just using a paper towel to do that. As you're drying them off, like sometimes the little shells or skin will come off. Just take those out if you can. Also, it's not a huge deal, it's fine. Don't stress about it. Into a baking dish, we're just going to add all of our chickpeas, and then we're gonna drizzle with a little oil. And then we're gonna go in with our seasonings. So we'll have garlic powder, some Lowry's seasoned salt. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. My mom used to use this a lot. And then cayenne pepper, cumin, and paprika. So we'll do 1 teaspoon of paprika. We're just gonna add this all right in. 1.5 teaspoons of the seasoned salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of cumin, and then a sprinkle of cayenne pepper, and then a little bit of black pepper. Now, I'm not adding salt in here because we have the seasoned salt here. And we're just gonna give this a good, nice mix. And then we'll pop it into a 400-degree oven for 25 to 30 minutes or until we like the crispiness of them. So you can always keep them in there a little bit longer if you want. The biggest thing is just making sure that these are nice and spread out in like a pretty single layer. I'm gonna go ahead and put on some water for the Orzo pasta salad that we'll make. And then while the water is actually cooking, we're gonna start making our egg bites. So let me grab that water. And as much as I'm doing good cleaning as I go, I didn't empty the dishwasher today yet, and so I have a sink full of dishes to deal with at the end of this, but that's okay. All right, heating our pasta water, and let's grab everything we need for the egg bites, which will of course be some eggs and cottage cheese. This one has like higher protein, I found, than some of the other brands. I'm not sure if this is like the most high protein, but it's higher protein, so that's good. We're also gonna need some cheddar cheese, or like this is cheddar jack cheese, and then some bacon. I'm taking the easy route and I have like the pre-cooked bacon because that's the way that I will cook it pretty much. I think just salt, pepper, garlic. So we got all of that. And then we need a nice good sized mixing bowl along with a muffin tin. And again, this is like my silicone muffin tin, so I like it because it makes it really easy to just pop them out. You don't need to use liners. I love it. Now from here, you can bake this as is. You can add in your mix-ins, or you can also just like add it kind of later as a topping, like once you put everything in. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut up the bacon and put it right in. Because I have no patience, we're cutting it up rough while it's burning hot.
This is how I leave you, jaw dropped on the floor, eyes glued to the ceiling as I head for the door. You're processing your feelings, but if we're keeping score, if you want me for the weekend, the ball is in your court. Will you follow me out when I go, or watch me from a distance on your phone? Either way, I'll be alright. I just don't wanna waste my time. There's a million California guys. There's a million California guys.
See how this gets nice and crunchy? You can like leave it in bits like that, or you can break it up. So I think today I'm gonna kind of break mine up a little bit.
But there's something about yours you might not believe. There's never been this bold before.
Go ahead and salt this water a little bit. And I like to add just a little bit of oil into a pan that I'm boiling water or like boiling pasta with, because then it'll help it not stick together so much. And I'm just gonna go ahead and dump all this in and cook it according to the package. Okay, next to make the orzo pasta, obviously we're gonna need orzo, which we already have cooking over there. I'm just kind of doing like an Italian style pasta salad, but using the orzo pasta. It's kind of like fun to have. I have some salami, some cucumber, a red onion. We're not gonna use the whole red onion. Some feta cheese and sliced olives. And then for the dressing, I'm actually gonna do oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and then you can use like whatever kind of seasonings you want. You can do like garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, all the things. I'm just gonna use this one. It's called Greek Freak. I just like it. So this one has salt, garlic, onion, orange peel, dehydrated tomatoes, crushed red pepper, a little extra than like your traditional garlic, onion. So you're gonna grab a big mixing bowl. And really you just need to like dice up a few little things. If you want it to last longer, you will want to de-seed your cucumbers, because that's where a lot of the moisture is. I'm just gonna peel a little bit of the outside, but I like to keep some of the peel on. So I'm gonna go ahead and quarter these. Really, whenever you're making a salad, you just wanna make sure that you're chopping everything into like the same type of bite-sized pieces, so that everything's kind of uniform. And just start adding everything that we cut up into the bowl. And again, because this is for my kids, I want it to be something that they'll actually eat, so I don't want to like overload the onion, for example. I might actually only end up using a quarter of this and save the rest for later. Pasta's done, so I'm gonna drain that and start letting that cool. Okay, next I'm gonna take our salami. You can use pepperoni, salami, ham, like whatever kind of lunch meat you want. And if you wanted, you could even elevate it a little more and put like some chopped chicken. That could be good too, but my kids love salami and that felt kind of like Italian to me, so we're gonna go with it. All right, next we're gonna take our olives, and I got the sliced olives to save me an extra few minutes. I'm gonna strain these out and dump them in. And into the bowl they go. Now if I were making this just for me, I would use green olives, but each their own, and their kind of favorite stuff is not green olives, so we're gonna do black olives for them. So I'm not measuring, but into the cup we're gonna add in some oil, a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and I'll taste this and change it up if we need. So that's the thing about making your own dressings, is like you can always add to them, so don't really stress about it. I'm gonna juice half a lemon to start, and then I'm gonna add in a bunch of this seasoning. See where we land. I think that's honestly all it needs, just a little salt and pepper though. Tastes amazing. I'm gonna add a little bit of the feta. And we'll mix this up. Honestly, if you were actually doing low carb, you could just stop at this, and this honestly looks so good. Just like bulk it out with some more cucumbers and maybe like some red bell peppers. That'd be delicious. Yum yum. How good does that look already? Add in our pasta. This is what will make it super filling for the kids and also stretch all of your fresh ingredients. Just this little box of pasta. Honestly, I could have halved the box of orzo actually, and I kind of wish I did that, but it's fine. Okay. I think I'll need to add more dressing, but you got pasta, you got some yummy salami in there, some little veggies. Ooh, get a olive. I am gonna add a little more dressing. Okay, oops. I totally only have this many chickpeas left. They do shrink down, but I actually did burn some because my timer went off and I was like, turn off. It's fine, I've got this, I'll remember. I didn't remember. So don't be me and forget your timer. It would not have made a whole ton more. It would have made like a whole jar of this, because keep in mind, like if you only use 1 jar of chickpeas, it is going to shrink down. They're kind of dehydrating them. So just kind of keep that in mind if you want to make like a big batch. Best way to do this if you want to make a big batch is actually to like rehydrate your chickpeas. Otherwise you can just use multiple cans too. But anyway, these are the chickpeas and they're yummy and good. My favorite way for these kind of things are actually to have them like in a salad, but you can literally just pop them in a lunchbox and crunch on them. But I'm not gonna have very many because I burned the rest. So these will just be like salad toppers this time, I think. The egg bite timer just went off, so let me not do what I just did and we'll pull those out.
Watch me from a distance on your phone. Either way, I'll be alright. I just don't wanna waste my time. There's a million California guys. There's a million California guys. California guys. California. California guys. California, will you follow me out when I go? California.
Okay, one of my favorite kind of thing to like prep out, especially for the kids, is yogurt parfaits. So I'm just using the plain yogurt. I have some frozen berries. And then of course we have our homemade granola. And then these are the newer containers that I got. I had some before and I still have them. And those ones will be nice for school, but this is actually gonna be more for like mornings. But I like these ones because they are dishwasher safe. So I don't have to like hand wash them. Whereas the other ones are actually, we do reuse them, but they're technically ones that you can throw away. So those ones will go like to school. And then if they do get thrown out, it's not a huge deal. So just to make things nice and easy, I am just gonna go ahead and prep out the rest of this because I have about half the container left. So I do like to add in a little bit of honey to kind of sweeten it just a touch, because again, it's just plain Greek yogurt. So we're gonna add more than that, but not too much. So I would almost say maybe like a tablespoon or so of honey into like half a jar, but really it's just gonna be your own preferences. Like if you want it really sweet, then add more. If you don't want it sweet at all, you don't have to add anything, whatever you like. And then I also like to add a little vanilla extract. And you can also sweeten this with maple syrup if you want, if you have it. I like honey for this one. Just with yogurt, I feel like it goes really well. Actually, like our favorite yogurt is, I wanna say I think it's called just like, I don't know if it's just called honey Greek yogurt, and I don't remember the brand right now, like the Greek Gods brand maybe, something like that. Anyway, that's our favorite, but it one has a lot of sugar in it, and two, it's way more expensive than this stuff. And actually I like the macros on this, like with extra protein. This one just seems to have like pretty good protein. So for those reasons, that's why we opt for this. I'm just going to add the yogurt and the berries into here, all of the granola into here, so you can kind of scoop that out. All right, super side note. So this is just how my kids will like them. So I started actually just having this in the fridge. This is just literally chia seeds and water. I know it looks kind of gross, but it just kind of like makes it, one, gives you more nutrients because you're able to add this in. The chia seeds are already like kind of activated. So it's almost like a deconstructed chia seed pudding. I don't remember, I don't know that Liam tried it, but I know like Luke wasn't a fan of it. Noah loved this. Like if I was making just Noah's, I would actually have added this into there. But since not all the boys love this, I just keep this in the fridge. I've been making these and like going through one, probably like one a week or something. I'll just add this into like pretty much yogurt is what I do a lot, but you can add it into like a lot of different things if you want. Just another little tip if you want to have chia seeds, but like maybe not everybody loves chia seed yogurt or chia seed pudding. I mean, you can actually just make the chia seeds with water and then add it on to whatever. So like when Noah comes and gets his, he can go ahead and like grab a scoop or two and mix it into his yogurt. Always make things customizable when you have kids, for sure.
In front of the other, every step we will surely discover there's nothing in our way. There's nothing in our way. From here we can see till forever, watching it all all come together, beauty taking shape. Oh, beauty taking shape. We got all this time right here between us, you and I. We got everything, so don't let go. Run with the morning, all we know. This could be the story of our life. The story of our life. The world opens up as we wander, and the daylight is taking us farther than we knew we could go. Oh, than we knew we could go. We got all this time right here between us, you and I. We got everything, so don't let go. Run with the morning, all we know. This could be the story of our life. The story of our life. Oh, the story of our life. This could be the story of our life. One foot in front of the other. Every step we will surely discover there's nothing in our way. Oh, there's nothing in our way. We got all this time right here between us, you and I. We got everything, so don't let go. Run with the morning, all we know. This could be the story of our life. The story of our life. Oh, the story of our life. Yeah, the story of our life. This could be the story of
Okay, now that we got the bulk of it done, like all the lunch and breakfast prep, I wanted to share something that I've shared several times actually in the past. This is like my sock bin system. So I was very tired of like the kids getting ready for school and then like, oh, I have to rush up to my room to grab socks, and like socks being kind of thrown about the house, like all the things. And so I was like, you know, there's gotta be an easier way. So what I did years and years ago, like I would guess maybe in 2022, so like maybe I've been doing it for 4 years, something like that. It's been a while. Is I started having one sock bin that has everybody's clean socks, and then one dirty sock bin that was where everybody's dirty socks go. Now I just recently ran out of socks. Like over the summer, we had like a couple of socks floating around. I don't know where they all went, but I ended up getting 2 sets. So I have a set of white socks and we have a set of black socks. So I don't even actually have to corral them together, which would be very nice because usually that's something that the boys and I do together. It just takes away one less step. But basically into the sock bin is gonna be a bunch of white socks, a bunch of black socks that are kind of like different heights. So if you want like an ankle sock or if you want a no-show sock, you can kind of pick and choose between that. Also, this is kept right by the front door, so it's very easy when you're getting your shoes, which are by the front door. You can also then grab your socks. If you have little kids especially, or like school-age kids, I just feel like this is so nice. It's been one of my favorite little hacks that I started doing again like years and years ago, and I literally will not ever go back until my kids are grown. And I will honestly suggest when they have their own kids that they do the same thing. So it's been amazing. Anyway, here's our clean sock bin. Now I'm actually probably gonna get rid of a lot of these socks because these are like mismatched random socks. And then when this one either gets empty or that one gets full, whichever happens first, I grab them all, I put them in the wash them, dump them back into the clean sock bin, and we restart the cycle. Now I have shared this tip numerous times on my channel, but I would love to hear from you. What is one of your biggest life hacks, mom hacks, whatever it is? You have something great to share. I'd love to hear about it in the comments, and I'm sure everybody else will be appreciative of that as well, because you know, we all have our own little tips and tricks that we use, and I feel like they really benefit everyone's lives and make everyone's lives a little easier if we just share them. So let me know what one of your favorite mom hacks is in the comments. Okay, I did want to share on the left side of the screen, this is that chicken and black bean burrito recipe that I was talking about that I wanted to share with you guys. So I did film it in like a reel slash short form TikTok style video. Basically, all you're gonna do is take a rotisserie chicken, or you can always, you know, cook up your own chicken, however you wanna do it. Just chop it up, and then you're gonna add in 1 can of black beans along with some chopped up cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, you can totally omit this and just add another type of herb like parsley or whatever you want. Then you're just going to add in salt and pepper, and then also some garlic powder. You can also add in celery salt, I think is really delicious. And then you also want to add in some cumin, which I'm just realizing I think I totally forgot to add that in, but they still turned out really good. Then you can just use whatever type of tortillas you want. I just love using the uncooked tortillas, so I heat those up and then wrap them up. And then I like to wrap them in foil, and then you can just keep these in the fridge for like a week or so, or you can always freeze them if you want. We just go through them quick, so we'll eat them for lunches, or the kids can take them to school for lunch, whatever you want. But they are so delicious. Obviously here I'm just going through and like packing up my 2 younger boys' backpacks for the school year. Like I said, I didn't really do this for Luke's because his is going to be a little bit more specific once I get to talk to his teachers for the new year. But the elementary and middle school were very particular about their lists, so I went ahead and got those done. But this just feels so nice because now I know like on the first day of school, they will be all set up with all the things that they need. And I'm super thankful to have taken the time this week to like prep out things and get things ready for the new school year, because I feel like no matter how much I prep out, I'm still feeling behind. I don't know if that's the same for you guys, but I kind of feel like we're also a lot more alike than we realize. So even though I'm sure I'll still have that like feeling behind feeling, at least I know I've done what I can to be prepared for the new school year. And I hope that this video gave you lots of ideas and motivation to do the same in your own home. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.